All right, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, sisters, you too. This is Pastordowell. Um, I'm here this morning. It's early in the morning. It's probably about 4:19 a.m. in the morning here in Hilo, Hawaii. And of course, my time is off a little bit because if it's 4:19 here, it's probably like 9:19 at home. Um, so I'm trying to talk low because everybody else is probably still asleep. But I have a few things on my mind. Before I left, I remember talking to us about Syria and how that the United States is have a massive buildup over there in Syria. Of course, we all, those of us in the know, it's 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 not unexpected. It's no surprise to us. Many people here in America simply just do not understand the gravity of what it means when you have a particular. Let me put this up here a second. Many people, just do not understand what it means here in America. When you have, there we go. When you have a particular situation that the United States is, you know, using problem reaction solution trumped up charges to go into another sovereign nation in order to index into another. And of course, that other nation is Iran, what we've been telling you from the very beginning. And all this other stuff is just simply window dressing. And I know that many Americans are unconcerned because they have total trust in their government. They have total trust in whatever the news media says. They're mind numb, they're conditioned. They're in the spot exactly where the United States government wants them at. And of course, I tell you, we're in trouble. We're in some serious trouble as a people. Let's just look at things for what they really truly are, and what most people refuse to look at. I'm one of these, and I'm one of the very few passionate preachers. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not infallible like the Pope think he is, and he's not. I'm a man. I'm fallible, and I'm flawed. But I do not let my shortcomings. I do not let anything that I may have to deal with personally myself keep me from continue on in the struggle and the fight for righteousness, holiness, truth, and going forward. Now, with all that said, I think you should adopt the same attitude. But I'm one of the few preachers that is willing to talk about the things that people refuse to say. They won't say, but they do have it up here in their mind. And there's just a lot of people that things I say, they know it's true, but they're scared to death to voice it simply because of the repercussions that may come from it. With all that said, let's just take a look and see what's going on. You know just as well as I do that the empire is in a decline. The United States of America, we're broke as a country. And so therefore we have to continue this campaign of warmongering and killing and murdering people. I don't believe one bit that this gas attack upon these sovereign people, I don't believe one bit that that it was just part of war. I think it's trumped up. I got a lot of things running in my head here, and I'm going to try to get them all out. Most of the people are not familiar with the FBI and the CIA, how they go into countries and they actually start and incite wars and conflicts among people. People have no idea the level of depravity that our particular government is. And anytime someone is critical of the government, the first thing people do is they start thinking, okay, now wait a minute. This man's anti-government. No, I'm not anti-government. I'm not anti-government that does right. I'm anti-government that does wrong. But let's just look at this thing for what it really is. Homeland Security, TSA, all these government entities. Let's just tell the truth. They're stockpiling ammo. They're stockpiling weapons. And they're storing food. And it's not for you and I. And it's not for anybody else to come in this country under the guise that they're going to invade us. They're stockpiling all these weapons. They're stockpiling all this food for the American citizens because they know. I told you, they're usually 4, 5, 10 years ahead of the common American citizen when it comes to projecting trends and thoughts and things that's going to take place. You can't even really sit down and have an intelligent dialogue with people and talk to people because they're too fearful to say stuff nowadays. Again, it may be in their thought pattern, but they dare not voice it because of the cowardness that is in them. And of course, when you start voicing things that are already in people's minds, it brings about a fear upon other people. The fear begins to project, and then it starts controlling them. And I'll give you an example. What was that man name? There was that man name. He did a show called Adam and the Man. Adam and what is his name? Adam Kadesh. Adam Kadesh. I think his name's Adam Kadesh. Okay. He's got a group, and they were planning on a peaceful march on Washington, simply because all the gun grabbing legislation is going on here in the world. And of course, you know what happened, right? He was at a rally. The FBI, the CIA got their eyes on him. They have him in the scope, and of course, they got him. Now, as far as I can tell, I haven't been up on it, but as far as I can tell, the march stopped. Now, what is that principle right there? Well, that principle is this, and the government knows, but you people don't know. Smite the shepherd, the sheep will scatter. And when they took out Adam, now there's no more march. Are there others willing to get into his place? Sure, but they may not have the same spirit. They may not be as charismatic with the same leadership and actually, light the flame of revolution inside of people like he can. Everybody's not that way. Some people are born leaders, and some people are born followers. Either way it goes, the bottom line is the mission. It doesn't matter who's in the leadership. Now you have other ignorant, dumb, stupid folks who will look and see that a person is getting attention, and they will want the attention for themselves, no matter how stupid they are, even if it causes them to annihilate and literally eliminate everybody in the movement, just as long as they're up there. I mean, you will deal with chaotic ignorance like that no matter what. But anyway, the movement is stopped. That's the same thing they did with Jesus. Same thing they did with the apostles. Except one thing, though. The government figured it out. See, the state ain't going nowhere quick. The state is functioning as a god. That's why I keep telling you, do everything you can to get away from it, to get out from under its noose, get out from under its paperwork, out from under its sovereignty, and become your own particular sovereign citizen by truth. And that's it. But the state ain't going nowhere quick, fast, and hurry. They're going to fight to the last tooth and nail. They're going to do it. But what they did with the apostles and them, they figured out, okay, we killed this Jesus, and we killed his apostles, and the movement continued to keep growing. So I know what I'll do. We know what to do. What? You can't beat them? Join them. When they join them, up pops the religion of Christianity. And they start to infiltrate, go in and start introducing new laws, new concepts, and new ideas. And now it's the accepted practices. Now, here we are almost 20 centuries later. Hear that? 20 centuries later, removed from that. And now we have a whole entire world, a whole entire society that is something other than what you would read in that Bible. And not only that, the institutions have raised up preachers and teachers to present to you what they believe the perspective of that society is. So it's a mess. And we're in a mess. I can only hope that you can have the ears to hear. You need to prepare yourself. What is the imaginary line that you yourself have limited yourself and you won't cross? You know it's there. You know it's there. But what is it? At what expense do you continually to remain passive? And I'm only talking about your own home front right now. At what expense do you continually to remain passive? And then, when is the time when the use of force is warranted simply because who you love, and the people you want to preserve are in danger? We're going to war. You better get ready. So with that in mind, it also means the draft may be instituted. Arm your mind. I'll talk to you later.